early on, Zoe Grinfeld was drawn to the fashion world. She's been designing jewelry and clothing since she was a young girl. She recently was a contestant on Project Runway Threads. It's a teen fashion design competition, and she took home some pretty big honors. Zoe's a junior at the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts, and we are so excited to have you here, Zoe. Welcome to CT Style.
Thank you.
So we just saw a picture. That was you and your dad, I think?
Yeah.
He came on the show as your assistant.
Yeah, they asked each of the contestants to bring an adult assistant with them that was a family member. And my dad knew how to sew. Didn't know much about fashion, but he knew how to sew.
But that's important with this competition, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you were coming up with your own unique designs, right?
Right, he was a really good assistant.
So bring us back to the show. I know the finale aired in December.
Yeah.
What was it like? How did it come together?
It was really interesting to film it, just because it was really cool to be in a, be able to just sit there and create, which is not, I mean, now I go to school and I don't always have.
What a great opportunity. This is what you want to do, and you had this chance.
And it was cool because I don't always have opportunities to just sit down for 5 hours and just make something, and
Right.
it was just really cool to be able to do that.
Well, let's talk about the dress that you have over here, because this was one of the first challenges, correct?
Yeah. When you first come on the show, they ask you to bring a look from home. It's called the Show Us Your Style Challenge. And so what I did, well, basically they asked us to bring a look that represented who we were. And so my biggest inspiration comes from experiences that I've had, and you know, stories and all sorts of things. So this dress is inspired by depression. And I took poetry and I incorporated it into the dress. And what I wanted to do with it is that from far away, I wanted it to look like pretty white flowers. And then as you get closer, there's safety pins and there's exposed stitching and there's crumpled paper, because I wanted something that looked beautiful from far away, but once you got closer, you saw its flaws, because I feel like people are a lot like that too. So that's kind of where this was born.
Pretty interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
Who were you competing against?
I was competing against a boy named Chris from Arizona and a girl named Maddie from Missouri.
Got it. It's similar ideas, or you both were?
We were on all different ends of the spectrum. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty interesting stuff here. All right, and then this dress.
Yeah, they gave us a main challenge, and our challenge was, if we were to have our own fashion show, what would be our finale look? And so this was what I designed for my finale look. They also threw a twist in halfway through, and we had to make a second look, which was, and it had to be cohesive with our first, and it was basically create another look in the fashion show. You can't have a fashion show with just one look.
That's true.
So that was an interesting twist.
In fact, I think we have a picture of the dress, the second dress that we have. Ooh, describe that to us.
Well, I wanted to do something that was obviously a different style than the first one. And since I started the show by showing them such, a heavy piece, I wanted to make it a little bit lighter and inspire my finale collection about recovery.
Okay.
So I started with a look about depression. And so when I thought about having my own fashion show, I felt like I started in this place and the finale would be in a lighter place. So that's why.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I wanted to make something where all the pieces came together.
And you won a couple of these challenges.
Yeah, I won the Show Us Your Style Challenge, which gave me an advantage in the main competition.
I see.
Which my advantage was a one-on-one critique and consultation with one of the judges, Christian Siriano, who was the youngest winner of Project Runway, which was really, really cool. I was fangirling.
That's awesome. So what's next for you, Zoe? I mean, I know you're in school still, but what do you have hopes of doing?
Well, I'm currently a junior, and I want to go to design school, and right now I'm just looking at schools and getting ready and building my portfolio. So
very nice. Well, we're glad you made some time here to be on CT Style.
Thank you so much for
Are you going to
having me.
continue working with your dad?
He helps me out sometimes.
That's great. You always need a dad to help out.
Yep.
Congratulations. And can we see your work anywhere? Or is there a website? Or?
No, right now I'm just on social media, basically.
Got it. Well, we'll find you there then.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.